A question was asked if you follow the same procedure for recording a line of credit if it is a line of credit with a vendor. And when I hear a line of credit with a vendor, I think what they really mean is that they just have an account with that vendor. So the vendor invoices them, and then maybe once a month they send them a statement, and the customer pays the vendor for all of the invoices that were incurred over the month. So that is a totally different procedure, and that is what we call accounts payable. So if you have accounts payable in QuickBooks, then what you want to do to keep track of kind of what you have, what you owe to that particular vendor, is you want to use the enter bill feature. And you might have to change some settings here if you don't already have it set up. If you go into account and settings and you go into expenses, let's see, there might be something that you have to turn on here. Yeah, it looks like you should be good to go, unless you have a really low version of QuickBooks that doesn't support vendor bills, which if you're using maybe the Simple Start, you might not have this option. But anyway, if you click this, you're going to click on bill, and then you're going to enter the bill. So let's just say that we have an account with Computers by Jenny, and the date of the bill is 1/28, and it's due in 30 days, so it's due February 28th. And the invoice number is, 6392. And this is for computer repairs. Yep, computer repairs. And she charged us, I don't know, $150. And then after we have all of that information entered, you can add a description, you can upload an attachment of the invoice if you want to, and then you're going to save it. So maybe you don't want to pay it right away, you just want to pay it at a later time. So in that case, you would just click save, or save and close. Or if you have another bill to enter, you can do save and new, and it'll bring up a new blank bill for you to enter. So you've got some options here. If you want to do save and schedule payment, that means you're going to pay it right away. And if you're going to do that, that's using QuickBooks Bill Pay, and then that's a whole nother topic. So I'm not even going to go there. So let's just save and close. And then I'll show you how you can see what you owe to this vendor. So if you have multiples of these invoices, then, or multiple vendors that you have credit with, then what you can do is, after you've entered all of these bills, you can run a report called the Accounts Payable Aging Summary or Accounts Payable Aging Detail. So if you go to reports on the left-hand side, ignore what I have going on over here. That is not something that's going to be in your QuickBooks. So on the right-hand side, click reports, and if you search accounts payable, you'll see you have the aging summary and the aging detail. If you pull up the aging summary, then you're going to see here that as of January 28th, you owe a total of $1,752 to these specific vendors, and then it kind of lists out the aging of those payables that you owe them. So you owe this vendor $241.23, this one $150, etc. If you do an accounts payable aging detail, that's going to give you more specific information. So that's going to show you the actual bill, the vendor, the date, how many days past due it is, and the amount that you owe, and what the open balance is. Okay, so you have these bills, and you want to make a payment to the vendor now. You want to pay down that balance to that specific vendor. So in order to record the payment that you're going to make to that vendor, you're going to go to new. And I'm sorry, when I first started this and I entered the bill, I think I might have entered it from this menu over here, which you don't have. But from the plus new, you can enter a bill. So that's where you would enter the bill. But when you want to pay the bill, you're going to go to plus new, and you're going to do pay bills. So now from here, you would choose whatever bank account you want to use, the date you're going to make the payment, and if you're going to handwrite the checks, you can put in this check number here. If you're going to print the checks on your printer, you can do print later, and I'll show you how to print those in a minute. And then you're just going to check off the vendors that you want to send a payment to. So you are going to send out a total of $606 to 3 separate vendors. We'll save and close that, or we could do save and print if we're going to print the checks. Again, if you say schedule payments, that's going to go through QuickBooks Bill Pay, which there's a fee for that. So if you don't want to pay that, or you just want to print your own checks or write your own checks, don't choose that. Choose either save and close or save and print. So here we could do save and print, but I'm going to do save and close because maybe you're not ready to print those checks yet. Maybe you have to come back and do it later. Then you would come back to this plus new, and under vendors, print checks. And when you do that, it's gonna, the first time you do it, if you're gonna use checks in your printer, then it's gonna ask you to set that all up. And I'm just gonna say, yes, I'm finished with setup because this is just a sample company. And then I'm gonna go back to pay bills, not pay bills, I'm sorry, print checks. And then this is the list of checks that you just paid. So you would put in here the starting check number. So you have your stack of checks, 3 different checks, whichever the starting number is, you would enter that in here. So let's say $25.90, and then you would preview and print and send it to your printer. So this is just a really quick unedited video answering the specific question that I had, but you know, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.